Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya. Same. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. I hope you all are seeing the tariffs videos that has been going out, the Mexico and all that, trying to retaliate. I know China also about to say their own thing. Now, let me tell us something. Your president, I really do not know who your president, who the advisor is, but they are really, or his business advisor is, but they are really doing it the wrong way. Some people do not understand that when you are the first to do something, doesn't mean that you are going to be the one. Or when you take somebody to the court, doesn't mean that you will be the one to win the case, right? He actually put the tariff first, not knowing that Mexico, China, and all that will absolutely come back with their own. And the way it is, you all know that most of your day-to-day products are coming from Mexico. I don't know how this is. I don't know how like every other person will survive this, but trust me, this is really going to be a hard one because people are. It's going to hit them back. You find out that your salary is not even good enough. That has always been the reason why I've been saying that we really also need to buckle up with salary and all that. Make sure we get a side hustle and the rest of it. Now I understand that this is not what Black people wanted for themselves and every other person, right? But you all can see that the people that you all have been working with do not have the your best interest at heart. And result from that, you all can see that everything is going to affect you us too, right? And I am saying this, we all can always share. You see, this is the best time to show ourselves that we are in community with one another. Let's get into this video.
I usually teach about our history, but we are currently living our history, so I'm going to have to keep you informed on that as well. Because of Trump's tariffs on Canada and Mexico, prices on goods are about to skyrocket. This is what you should know. According to the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta, the tariffs imposed by Trump could raise consumer prices on everyday resale purchases such as food and beverage items and general merchandise, covering about a quarter of the total consumption of the United States. The price hikes are expected to impact outside of the grocery store as well. According to the Peterson Institute for International Economics, the tariffs could cost the average United States household $1,200 annually. Domestic producers that compete with the newly tariffed import will increase their prices in line with import price increases. The following common imports from Canada to U.S., according to the Bureau of Industry and Security of Trading Economics, could be affected by Trump's tariffs as well, on things like wood, charcoal, aluminum, iron and steel appliances, cereal, flour, starch, and milk products, rubbers, alcoholic beverages, carpets, and other textile flooring coverings, wool, animal hair, horsehair yarn, and fabric umbrellas, walking sticks, seated sticks, whips, cotton, cork products, and printed books. But you don't need those, right? Items the U.S. imports from Mexico, according to Trade Economics and the OEC. These are the items that could be affected by Trump's tariffs: cereal, paper products, processed fruits and nuts, tropical fruit, tomatoes, onions, lettuce, cabbage, pickled foods, fruit juices, fertilizers, dairy products, eggs and honey, cotton, beer, hard liquor, coffee, tea, spices, meat, fish, and seafood, sauces and seasonings, baked goods, avocados, and raw sugar. But you don't need those, right? According to the Canadian government, about 34% of all meat imported into the U.S. comes from their country. On the other hand, according to the USDA, Mexico is a major provider of fresh vegetables to the U.S., as 77% of our fresh produce comes from South America. Mexico and Canada rank within the top 4 providers of alcohol for Americans. But you don't need those, right? Mexico, in fact, is the largest importer of beer into the United States, as 18% of all beer drank in America comes from Mexico. Trump originally proposed a 10% tariff on Canadian oil, which equates to roughly 16-cent increase per gallon, according to Mike Scoresdale, who's head of U.S. economics at Trust. These tariffs could eventually raise the price of almost everything because companies need fuel to transport their products across the country. Retaliatory actions by the 3 U.S. trade partners are also likely to stir up trouble for American companies. But I think these are intended consequences because Trump doesn't know what he's doing. This is what happens when white privilege runs amok and you put an idiot in the highest office in the land. Prices will also go up on cars. You might see prices go up not just for new cars, but for used ones too, as any additional scarcity in the market often drives more would-be new shoppers to consider used cars. Cars.com says cars that depend heavily on imported parts or are fully imported from the affected countries will likely see prices hike immediately. But you don't need those, right? These are dangerous times for Black people. Whenever someone talks about everyday Americans, they're not talking about Black people. So if something is going to be affecting everyday Americans, you best believe it's going to affect the Black community even worse. These tariffs are going to make it that much harder for our people to survive, for our people to eat. We have to come together and decide that we're not going to let that happen. We're going to come together and ensure that everyone has access to enough food to survive. That means food banks. That means food drives. That means thinking about someone other than yourself. And if you have food that you can make available to others, then you need to do so. We have a bunch of idiots running this country right now, and it will affect us in a major way. You cannot sit this one out. You cannot pretend like it's happening to them and not to all of us. We will always have to pay for their mistakes until we step up and decide that we are going to be in control of our destiny. And the only way we'll do that is if we build institutions to protect us from idiots like Trump. This message was brought to you by the Black Revolutionary Collective, building economic and political power for all Black people everywhere. I love you, Black man. I love you, Black woman. Knowledge is power. Power to the people.
So I'm sure you've heard the news about the tariffs, right? So I'm not going to bore you with that. Canada, whatever, Mexico, China. Okay, so here's the thing. We're in trouble. And I don't think people realize just how much trouble we are in. Donald Trump has no idea about tariffs. He thinks like he's doing this because of ego or whatever. He wants everyone to sort of acquiesce and do what he says. And when you don't, then he's like, I'm going to punish you for it. So let me just tell you about this FAFO moment that, quite frankly, everybody's going to find out about, and Donald Trump supporters are going to be affected the most. Okay, so if you want to, you're going to see things like cars. If you want to buy a car, that has gone up majorly. All of these products. So let me just tell you about other stuff. Gas, 40 cents per gallon within days will probably go up, according to the experts. Again, trouble, FAFO. You guys buy vegetables? Going up. You guys buy fruit? Going up. You buy beer? Going up. Me, tequila? Going up. Other drinks and spirits, right? Hennessy, whatever it is that you drink. Yeah, I'm just saying, maybe you're a vodka person, whatever. That is going to go up. Okay? And that's according to the Department of Agriculture. Beef, pork, grains, potatoes, canola oil, greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes, chickens, turkeys, all of that. We are probably going to go into a recession. I think things are going to contract, and we're going to go into possibly a recession. Inflation is going to go up higher just because he's trying to prove a point. And so when the inflation and the recession or whatever it was under Joe Biden, it was terrible. We can't do it. But under Donald Trump, it is okay. That is the crazy hypocrisy and the cognitive dissonance of the MAGA folks. When Donald Trump does it, it's okay. When somebody else does it to try to correct the economy, it's not okay. And guess what? Justin Trudeau does not appear like he is backing down, because he's saying, you're going to put tariffs on us, we're going to put them on you, and that's why all of these products are going to go up. China's going to do the same thing. Mexico's going to do the same thing. We're in a world of hurt, people. Now, that is the kind of report that I would like to give you. We are in fucking trouble because of one man's ego and he likes to bully people. And you know what they say? Bullies are cowards. So let's see where this is going to take us. Not good. Not good.
We're going to tariff everything. We're going to tax everything. Oh my God, we're going into a tariff war. Bitch, fuck y'all. The Amish are literally on TikTok teaching us how to do basic shit. Jelly in the store costs like $8. Lavina just taught me how to make 4 fucking mason jars. That's probably like $40 worth of jelly for under $5. You goddamn right my black ass gonna be in that kitchen this afternoon. Fuck y'all. I don't give a damn about no imaginary taxes and tariffs. I'm gonna make my own jelly. An herbalist man told me how to reduce, reuse, and recycle and create the most creamy almond milk. Using an almond milk maker and cheese, what is it, like cheese bags, those how to restrain it, and then get this, after making three pitchers of almond milk, you want to know what he told me to do with it? He told me how to toast my oats, my Quaker oats, with some honey and some almonds, and to take them same almond, like whole almonds, but then to take the same old almonds that I use for the almond milk, the shit that I strained off of it with the cheesecloths, to take that and to sprinkle it over the oats that I put on the sheet and popped in the oven. All of it was already ready after the milk, right? I just popped it in the oven for an hour. Crispier than a bitch. Homemade granola bars. All I gotta do is add in some chocolate chips. Do I look like I give a fuck? Y'all feeding us poison anyway. You tariffing shit that's meant to kill us. Baby, y'all about to tariff yourself the fuck out the game. I'm chilling over here with the herbalists, the farmers, and the Amish. I'm having a time. A time is gonna be had. Because, baby, they make homemade wine. And listen, all we need is the hillbillies. Once the hillbillies make it to the party, oh, it's a fucking wrap. They got the homemade hooch. They got the homemade. Y'all think Taylor Port knock you on your ass? Try some of that hillside moonshine. Oh, good God Almighty. We gonna make it. We gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gonna be all right. I'm gonna be laid to the side, worse than Elon Musk after he been taking that ketamine and them tranquilizers. I'm gonna be fried, dying, laid to the side off that moonshine. Outside playing. In the kitchen making homemade shelly. Making homemade pies. They teaching me right now how to store and pack food. How to slice up peaches and apples and shit like that, and how to repurpose. They told me how to make my own apple cider vinegar, add sugar, and let it sit upside down for 3 days in the sun. Do I look like I give a fuck about a motherfucking tariff, bitch? What?
And as a black person living in America, I want to be so clear. While I did not vote for Rumpelstiltskins myself, while I do not support nor do I condone what is happening with this administration, I do support Canada and Mexico firing our asses up. Fire us up. While it is unfortunate that Rumpelstiltskins and JD Pants are having a pissing contest right now that is literally raining on all of us, and we're the main ones feeling the effects of this pissing contest, do it anyway. Do it anyway. America as a country has terrorized and been the big dog amongst all other countries for a very long time. And as much as I'm not looking forward to the American people who didn't support nor vote for this doofus suffering, if that's what has to happen, hey, you have my support. This is, in fact, one of the dumbest tariff wars ever. This is stupid. I want y'all to pull every alcohol bottle off the shelf. Don't give it to us. I want y'all to shut off the lights. Do it. Make us uncomfortable, and I hope that the discomfort reaches the White House so that they can feel it themselves as well. But beyond that, what really bothers me about all of this in general is, why is it that the American people or the people of a country in general have to suffer for the pissing contest between a few people? If y'all don't get in that ring and duke it out amongst yourselves, you're sending millions of your civilians off to fight a war that you got with somebody else that's just personal beef. If y'all don't go talk it out and hash it out amongst yourselves, people having to fight and suffer on behalf of your personal drama, I don't even know how to end the goddamn video. Just cut the camera dead ass.
We have some big news right now. Target is now warning of significant price hikes coming in the coming days as a result of Donald Trump's tariffs and trade wars. Now, Target has also posted losses in 2024. After it ended its DEI program, a number of people stopped shopping at Target, including during the February 28th economic blackout, where Target's website traffic dropped substantially. But now Target, this big box retailer, is warning customers that because of these tariffs, because of the trade wars, they should expect price hikes to be coming in the next several days and weeks.
Okay, so now can Target just expedite the process of shutting the fuck down then? Because nobody gives a fuck. No one is shopping at Target now, and Target is already losing money right now. Can you imagine when those tariffs hit and this economy tanks? Because it is tanking. It's tanking faster than fast. Bye-bye Target, deuces. Get to motherfucking stepping, kick rocks, because you thought that you could play with us. And you fucked around and you found out. And you put the nail in your own coffin. And don't try to drag this out, because we're done. We don't want to see you. It's a wrap.
Stop panicking about the tariffs. Stop panicking about the stock market. We as a society have never been more connected to the world in terms of communication. We have never been more intelligent. We have never been more resilient. So unlike the 1920s recession, if the government truly does crash the stock market, which it looks like it's going to be happening, what we are going to do is keep our wits about us. What we are going to do is stop buying into massive consumerism. What we are going to stop do is we're going to stop shopping on TikTok Shop. We're going to stop buying excesses of makeup. We're going to cancel our subscription services. They're going to try to financially choke us out. What they did not realize is that our spending habits over the last decade have been hyper consumerism driven, which means we have an excess of shit, honey. So you're not going to panic. Guess what? You can't buy your Swiffer pads anymore. Buy a regular mop. We're mopping now, honey, and we're rinsing it out in the sink. You know what I mean? Oh, there's 15 different type of pastas available. Great. We're not going to buy the custom pasta for $7 a box. We're going back to the $1.99. We can outlast them. Trust me when I tell you that. I'm showing you this as a point. No matter how much money you make, our houses are stocked full of stuff that we do not have to buy new product for years. The food thing is going to be hard, but we're going to power through that. Guess what happened the last year and a half? Everyone learned how to make sourdough. If you haven't learned how to make it, start today. You are going to go through your finances. You are going to find out every single unnecessary thing that you have spent money on, and you are going to stop. If the utilities get harder to pay, we will power through. If the rent gets harder to pay, we will power through. But what we are not going to do is take a percentage of our income that we get every month and continue to buy things that we do not need.
This is all I got from this video, and I am going to chip in the one that I can from a business to one direct business. And I know this is just not going to be an easy one, because I mean, you all know the importation from like other countries, especially Mexico, like, you know, mostly your day-to-day daily products like groceries. It's kind of so hard, because by the time they are done, like, you know, when this tariff is in effect, trust me, I don't know what is going to happen to like every other normal person, people that do not earn a lot, you know. But I really do hope that everybody will scale through. And I am also I will be also asking, what is the way forward. Like Melody Angel talked about how food banks and food bank, it's actually really very important in a Black community, because one thing is that there are also people that will have things in abundance, right? If you have in abundance, why not? We can always share with ourselves. When I say share with ourselves, share with ourselves, within ourselves, right? Now, for those that would like to stock up their house, or those that already stock up, thank you so much. You did great for yourself. But there are some things you can stock up. There are some things you cannot stock up. But you just have to check the expiry dates to make sure that you are stocking the right thing, right? But one thing I know for sure is that if you are buoyant enough, stocking up your house will really be a very good one if you have space in your basement. And if you have a big deep freezer and all that, another good one. There are some dairy products that can stay 1 year, 2 years, and thereabouts, and nothing is going to happen to them, right? So I am going to say this. Some people really do not understand how tariff works. Now, US is imposing on Mexico, and Mexico is also retaliating. Now, I really do hope that while they are also imposing the tariff to United States, they are also cutting some certain things that will shake up, or that will shook up the White House, because all those billionaires, some certain why they get away with some certain things is because some certain things do not affect them. Like all these groceries and all that, trust me, it do not affect them because they do not even know how much they are worth. It's the person that do the shoppings and all that. They don't know. But there are some certain things that will affect them, like the electricity. Could I say electricity? Cut it off. I don't know who generates the internet. When electricity is tampered, it also affects the internet and every other thing. Partially, directly or indirectly, but it will affect. Now, all I can say is that everybody really have to be all up. When I say all up, all up. This is not what my people wanted for every other person, but this is what every other person wanted for my people. And the way it is, I don't think there is anything we can do rather than to look for a way to survive out of it, because that will be the best thing to do. And I am going to encourage every one of us to make sure that if you are good to go, make sure you share with your community. If you are good to go, make sure you share with people around you, especially when it got to be people that look like you, that live around you. Make sure you share. Make sure you share with everyone. And I really do hope that there will be light at the end of the tunnel. Why I'm saying this is because I know this is not what you voted for. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.